Hey guys, this is Jonah here. Today we're going to go to the Jool system, and we're actually going to fly by lathe as well by accident while trying to go to space near Jool. But anyways, um, I didn't want to show the build because it took forever, but I eventually came up with this rocket, and you might ask why I didn't use a fairing. Well, the reason is because the biggest fairing I have at the time is 1.875 meters, and the top of the rocket is 2.5 meters wide, so I can't really use a fairing of that size of 1.875 meters because it just doesn't exactly work. So I've sped up the process of getting to Jool in 4 times speed, which is why this video is so short, which is funny because the actual recording is an hour and 40 minutes long, but the video you guys are watching is only 9 minutes long. So I just detached the launch stage, and then I use this stage to get into orbit, which takes absolutely forever. But I'm now in a stable orbit, but it isn't exactly stable because for some reason I go under my periapsis. But yeah, because I try to make a maneuver to Jool, and eventually I'd like dip into the atmosphere or something. But I actually reload a quick save because the RCS screwed up my maneuver because I was gonna hit the atmosphere. So I loaded the quick save and I tried it again without RCS, but the same thing happened. God, so all right. But anyways, I'm performing experiments from space low above Kerbin, even though they gave me like no science, because I'd already done them. But I think the Science Junior experiment would give me science if I recovered it, so I just decided to, even though I'm stupid. But yeah, it happened again. So what I decided to do is I try it without the reaction wheels, right? And as you can see, according to the engineering panel, my periapsis is getting dangerously close to 70,000 meters. And I'm trying to time warp, and I can't, because I can only go up to 50 times time warp. And normally, in the game, if your periapsis isn't dipping into the atmosphere, you can time warp as quickly as you want. But I didn't want you guys to have to deal with that, so I just warped to my capture burner on Jool. Anyways, I put a Terrier engine on the lander stage of this craft, even though I'm not actually going to be landing anywhere. And I'm going to be in the air from the time that I launch until the time that I splash down in Kerbin's oceans. But anyways, I'm capturing into Jool's SOI here. And as you can see later on, getting captured and going to low Jool orbit is actually going to be a problem because I actually, not trying to spoil it, but at the end of the video, I barely managed to get back to Kerbin, and when I say that, I mean I got my periapsis down to like 50 kilometers so I could aero brake. And I don't know why, but for some reason, I also decided to capture myself because I'm weird. But yeah, I ran pretty low on fuel. Okay, but yeah, now I'm performing the burn to get my periapsis under 4,000 kilometers so I can do experiments from space near Jool. And I also get an accidental encounter with lathe. So I also fly by lathe, and I try to get captured, but I don't end up getting captured. And to be honest, I stopped the capture as well, because I figured if I tried to capture any more, I wouldn't have enough fuel to get back to Kerbin, which was almost the case. So I don't capture, even though I'm trying to capture right here. but after a little bit I stop. So I'm just gonna warp to coming back into Kerbin's atmosphere. And as you can see, after I've captured, once I board, you can see that I have no fuel left. And I think it's right about here that I deploy the second, or the lander stage. Yep, so it's just the capsule now. And I think I turn on temperature overlay at some point so you can actually see the parts. I don't know why, but I go into the F3 menu as well. But I'm looking at the command first hop distance to see how far I am from the KSC. Although I don't even land at the KSC. But anyways, I start going up, and I do an orbit around Kerbin before I enter my final pass of the aero brake. As you can see, I'm coming back in here, and I turn on thermal overlay temporarily so you can see the parts, even though I don't decide to do it. But anyways, we're now burning up through the atmosphere, but our heat shield is protecting us. And now our apoapsis is under 70 kilometers, so we're going to stay in the atmosphere, or we're going to burn up and die. Although that's not going to be the case. But yeah. So far, the mission has lasted for almost 9 years. But yeah, so our parachutes deploy here. And here we hit 1,000 meters. And then I go inside the cockpit for some reason. I don't know why I do this, but I do. And then I splash down right here. But I'm just going to warp to Jebediah at the shoreline when he places the flag, which is very magnificent, by the way. And he names the landing site. Now, I'm not exactly sure why I like to play. Anyways, now we're going to warp to the science facility. As you can see, we got 1,536 science points from that mission.